with one of the new faces of the Los Angeles Chargers, Charlie Kolar. First of all, welcome to LA. How have you fit in here with the Bolts in this program and this franchise?
I mean, this place is incredible. It's 65 every day in golf. More importantly, I mean, it's a place that loves football. From the owners to the head GM, the head coach, and everyone embody just physical, tough football, and that's how I try to play. And then it's just first-class organization.
I had a really smart person once say that if you know they're running it and they know you're running it and both the wives know they're running it and you still get that first down, that's like peak football. How excited are you to have those moments this season?
I don't know about really smart, maybe semi. I just think that the only thing you can ever ask for in the NFL is a chance. You have the players, the staff, and the group to have a chance to be good. And that's all that really matters, because no one's won anything right now and no one's done anything, good or bad. I guess bad, you could do some dumb stuff in the offseason, but no one's done anything good. The thing is, we have that mixture of talent, energy, attitude, scheme, coaches to be good. Now we have to go do it. It's one of the coolest things about football is there's just so few games, and so you have to be so intentional and ready to go when the season starts. It's not disrespect to other sports. Other sports are very difficult in their own ways, but if you're playing an 80-game season, you can be terrible for 10 games, and it doesn't really matter. You start out 3 weeks slow in the NFL, you're uphill grind the whole year to make the playoffs. So I just think that we have what it takes to be good. Now we have to just go do it, which is all that really matters.
You're now on your second Harbaugh coach. How do John and Jim compare now that you've been with both of them?
I get that question a lot from my wife and family. Yeah. It's difficult so far because I haven't experienced real football yet. Everyone's in a great mood when you're done at 2 p.m. and you go golf. They're certainly different. They both, I was joking about earlier, they both have their, I call them their Jack Harbaugh isms, yeah. From their dad and their mom. But they're I find Jim's stories maybe wind through the path a little more. John, maybe, I don't like to call him by their first name, it feels weird, but it distinguishes the two. Maybe John's a little louder sometimes, but they're both really good football coaches, and I'm excited to get to know Coach Jim Harbaugh and play for him here.
And speaking of your time in Baltimore, you got to play with one of the great tight ends in Mark Andrews. What did he teach you? What was kind of his impact on your career in the NFL?
Yeah, I was blessed. I had a great room there, not just Mark, but early in my career, I pitched my first year, I had Nick Boyle, I think, was one of the premier blocking tight ends for a long time, Josh Oliver, and then Pat, Isaiah. We had a lot of good players there, and I think the cool thing about that is you kind of feed off one another, especially he's older, so you kind of learn more, but then even as you grow, you kind of see the game differently. And I think unique thing about tight end, I shouldn't say unique, cool, and the thing about every position in the NFL is everyone plays it differently. I can't play the way Mark does, he can't play the way Isaiah, it's all so what you end up doing is you see the parts of his game that translate to yours and you try to take those, and you see the parts maybe don't translate and you try to learn your own way. And I think that's a super cool thing about tight ends, because there's both the run and the pass game are so integral, is that you can take from so many people and, I like that. Or maybe that stance doesn't work for me, or maybe that technique works really well. And it was great to learn from Mark and Nick and Pat and all those guys.
And kind of to that point, talk a little bit about this tight end room with Oronde, David, yourself. What are your expectations for that room?
It's certainly a different feel. I was always one of the younger guys there, because Isaiah and I, they didn't draft anyone for a few years after us. We were always kind of the younger guys in the room. And now I'm one of the older guys, so it's definitely a flip on that. I still don't feel like an older guy. I still feel immature. Not in a bad way. I just still laugh at dumb jokes, and I am married now, so I got to grow up eventually. It's more just I feel like I'm mature in the things that matter in life, and so I like to I feel like a kid, But back to the actual question, I think it's super, super talented room. I think it's a very there's echoes of Baltimore. It's a very diverse room in terms of body type, skill sets, experience. But I think there's a ton of talent. I think, obviously there's 4 guys who've played before, and myself, David, Oronde, and Scott, and then Alec, kind of included, fullback. And then kind of like I said, still in the spring phase, so you're learning, but getting the gist of what McDaniel wants to do. He wants to roll guys. He wants to play 12 and 13 and 11 and 21 and roll personnel. I think there's a chance for a lot of people to have a lot of impact, and from both tight end, receiver, running back, and everything. And then I think at the end of the day, like most importantly, like all offenses start with the O-line, and it's, how can we supplement that? How can we support that? And how can we support, the most important position in football, the quarterback? So I think this room has a chance to be special, and like I keep echoing. I learned like over the years about football and sports in general is like the truly great players, there's nothing like that unique about what they do. They just are insanely, almost psychotically good at knowing what's the most important things and harping on it and doing it and doing it and doing it and doing it. So like that's kind of like what I keep saying with this, like we have a chance to be good, but we haven't done anything, so we gotta go do it. So
speaking of one of those people that are insanely good at harping on those details and the little things is your quarterback, Justin Herbert. How excited are you to catch footballs from number 10 this year? Coming from another great quarterback in Lamar, obviously.
I've been so spoiled, man. I went from Lamar, one of the best quarterbacks of our generation, and I grew up watching him win Heismans, to Justin, and I think he's incredibly good, and I think has a chance to be even another level than he's playing right now. I think this offense and this stuff, and obviously, I see the film from last year, like as tight ends and as a front guys, like we have to protect him better, and we have to do things more to help give him a chance to be successful. And I take a lot of that on myself and our room and the O-line, and that's something we're pridefully attacking, going to get better at. I mean, the guy's great. Total nerd, too. It's awesome. Uber talented, competitive. Like I said, I feel like I've been spoiled in the NFL with quarterbacks I've had so far.
Speaking of total football nerds, your offensive coordinator, Mike McDaniel, your head coach, Jim Harbaugh, I hear yourself. Have you guys just like sat in a room yet and talked ball? Like, what is the football guy?
They're still like my bosses. Like, it's not like I just like, hey, Coach Mike, what do you think about giving me the ball every time? It's like, they're still the boss. Like, and obviously, like we can, and they are great. Like they are, I really appreciate them about them is like there's a delicate balance between being approachable and being like a good, to work with someone, because like it's a very different dynamic than college. It's much more, we're grown men, we have families, we have kids. Like it's you can't just like tear guys up all the time, because like it's a different relationship in college. But they do a good job of, they are approachable, but also they're the coach, and I love talking football with those guys. I still think that people think we have more pull as players than we do. I joke around like, I just work here, man. Yeah. But man, it's so, I feel weird, but like it's exciting to go to work. It's exciting to learn the offense and play under this coaching staff and with these players, and it's I'm super stoked.
Last one I got for you, and by far the most important. How long until my former college teammate and your former college coach, Taylor Mauser, is an OC or some sort of job in the NFL?
Gosh, I think he'd be elite in the NFL, man. I think that guy is perfectly primed to be in the NFL, relationship-driven, smart football, has the ability to interact with people without taking it too seriously. I think he'll be an elite NFL coach in the near future.
Iowa State fans, Penn State fans, and you and I might be the only people that know what we're talking about here, but I love it, man.
No ball, man.
No ball. We could talk all day, Charlie. You're awesome. Really appreciate the time. Thank you so much.